New thing in my life this year is I think I'm kind of getting to that point in my life where I'm ready to settle down.
Yo, someone's not muted.
I really do. I just feel this today. I know.
In true fast forward, you guys want everyone up on their feet really quick. One, two, three. Let's just light this place up really quick.
Oh, here he comes. Is he all cheering for him?
Yeah, I'm about to call Moan.
All right, how's everybody doing? Good to see everybody. This is incredible. If you guys see some faces that you don't recognize, please say hello. By show of hands, how many people are just here as a guest of ours today? Please raise your hand if you're just here as a guest, as an onlooker, spectator. Let's give a round of applause for all the guests. How many of us have been with Team Fast since the inception of Team Fast? Please raise your hand. Let's hear OG Team Fast. Okay. How many people have been here for more than a year? Please give a round of applause. Now, how many people have been here for 6 months or less? Incredible, incredible. Well, first things first, we just want to start and say thank you for being here. Month of gratitude, I'd be remiss to not say that I'm truly, truly grateful to be in this position, to be able to help lead this company with John, with Molly, with Kenny, with Karina, and change that one. Too low. Okay. So we're just super grateful to be able to share this experience with you guys. And let me tell you about the origins of the company, where we came from, where we are, and where we are going in the future. So thank you for spending some time with us today. We're going to try to keep this high impact, rapid fire, and make sure that we fill you guys up with tons of information and tons of content. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, this way. All right, you guys. So we've been working on this for a while. We went from being a small team of 12, 10 individually, now being a true full-blown company. And so any company has core values, standards in which they operate on, and we have finally, after the consensus of you, consensus of the leadership team, we have narrowed it down to these core values. So Sonny Juan, would you stand up, my brother? I want you to read these out as loud as you possibly can. Yes, sir. Yes.
Collaboration, culture, growth mindset, gratitude, grit, and authenticity.
All right, guys, are we you like this? Are we missing anything here, you guys? Anything? You know what? Oh, attitude, okay. tenacity, sassiness, right? So when we think about this, you guys, for our guests here, we've really operated as a collaborative space since we launched this company. All of our tools are shared, our resources are shared, our thoughts are shared, and we really work as a collective wisdom, and that's what's really helped us grow. If you're a fast agent, just means that it doesn't mean that we just move fast. It means that we share at an abundance, and so agents are able to learn at a higher speed. Culture. Look around, you guys. This is all encompassing. John was like, well, culture kind of sums up one thing. You guys, the culture of this environment is super fun, it's funky, it's fresh, it's innovative. So culture, obviously, growth mindset. How many agents in this room, since they joined this company, has their production grown? Please raise your hand. How many have doubled their business since they've been here? How many people have tripled their business since they've been here? Quadrupled? Quintuplet? Is that what's next? So I'm super excited about the growth mindset. Coaching, how many people have attended any of our group coaching sessions? Please raise your hand. Wow, that's a lot of people. Awesome. Gratitude. Obviously, we give back to our brothers and sisters. We support our brothers and sisters. We hype our brothers and sisters up. It's just been part of our environment. Grit. What does grit mean? Anybody? Jay, what's grit mean? One more time? Totally. Perseverance, right? And then authenticity. How many people have ever stepped in a real estate office that feels, looks, and sounds like this one? Okay. How many people have been to a traditional real estate office before? A little bit different, right? A little bit different. So these are our core values. We're going to have this printed. You guys will be able to have this. This will be in all of our presentations, but we want to make sure that you guys are clear on our core values as a company. Any questions about this? And we're certain I am not missing anything, right? All right, cool. Let's move on. All right, so 2001 recap and growth. It's been a crazy year, right? Remember last year, being in shelter in place, not being able to do anything, completely confined, and then things have changed a little bit this year. So I want to share a little bit with you where we are, but first things first, let's take a quick look about where we came from. So you guys, has anybody seen how Amazon started, how they're in this small little office? Does this not speak to like Amazon origins? Here's what's cool about this, you guys. Prime Real Estate closed down in January of 2020. It was hands down the best thing to ever happen to us as agents, as leaders, and as future forward thinkers in this business. Because in the face of adversity, you find yourself, this is the best thing that could ever happen to us. At the time, it was a punch in the gut. It hurt because the climb meant so much to us. So Kenny took a small team of, at the time, 10 agents, and round of or show of hands, some of them are in the room. Let's see, Eric, right? One of the OGs, Jen, one of the OGs. And that's it from the original 10. It's crazy. So we had 10 members at that time, and we opened our first office right in Jacqueline Square Spaces. That office was 300 square feet. Oh, there he is! Hey, dog! Is that the last case of the motion? Good to see you, Bruce. Okay, so look around, you guys. This is now 6,000 square feet, and this is our headquarters. Look here. So this is how it started, and this is how it's going. Guys, we have grown from 10 agents to now being right at 200 agents. So I'm gonna have Kenny talk about this. So Kenny, I'm gonna turn this over. This was his vision. This was the plan. This was his crazy thoughts of grandeur. So I want to turn the mic over to you, and I'll cut.
Well, first, I really didn't have a plan. We'll go over here.
Doesn't work.
Work. Test.
That works.
So we moved over here last January. We didn't really have a plan. Our company shut down. We had to, within 1 day notice, we had to go interview. Well, I went out and interviewed 7 different companies. I met 13 sales managers, broker owners. Many people started watching what we were doing because they're interested in where my team was going, and East P Realty, where we're at right now, is literally the last place on the list because of bad rap in the marketplace. We were thinking of going to COA, going to Side, going to KW, but we landed here so it's cheap. 16 grand cap, zero marketing. I was like, why don't we just try this out for 6 months and see what we can do with it? And within our very short time here, the first month that we left my real estate, we were working in the hotel lobby because we didn't have an office. Then we started working at the Regis free spaces at Lake Merritt up top. We were working out in the kitchen, and then we were working for like a week straight at this restaurant. What's the name of the restaurant? Police. So we worked at a restaurant, like 20 people sitting down at the table every day, just ordering food and drinks from morning to night. We had nowhere else to work at. We didn't have an office. And then one day we went to see this building over here in Space. You saw the last picture. They opened up in January last year, and we moved in, I believe it was February 26th. So we moved in. It was pretty cool. Worked there for 2 weeks. Then I went to Hawaii for 8 days. It was fun. And then the day I left Hawaii, California shut down. And then I went to Napa for 4 days for vacation. And the day I left Napa, California shut down. And then some people started running out of toilet paper, and we were talking about Tiger King and stuff all the time. And then there's a homie, I don't know how you really work back more.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Way better.
So we had issues with toilet paper and Tiger King. It was pretty fun week. I came back and found out the whole economy was shut down. And that was a trip because we had this brand new space, had this brand new company. I didn't have any resources, and I didn't know what to do. There was nothing to do. Everything was shut down. All the open house activity, all the realtors, not essential service. So I just started hopping on Zoom masterminds. I'm sure you're all zoomed out by now, but that was an early pandemic. I remember I got asked to speak on 2 different masterminds. I was like, oh, it's pretty quiet. I host one of these things. And between March and May, I ended up hosting, or was on about 70-something webinars. I held 34, 35 of them every day, sometimes 3 times a day, and just collected the best top agents in a certain city or top agents in a zip code or county, and had motivation talks and hustle and tech startups and all this stuff, just literally doing Zooms nonstop. And that's kind of, I think, why we're able to seize the opportunity in the marketplace when everyone else was just lost. Sales managers were on pause. There's no one else to help the market. I just stepped in and was like, I'm just going to be all over the internet. And here we are today. I think in June, we hired our first indie agent. An indie agent at that time with us was an agent who did not do her or his transactions with me. So I ran a pretty core team. So by June, I had like 16 on the team. And then Melody Shahid, she's over in Walnut right now. She's our first indie agent. And from there, we really just continued to grow the company, and people started reaching out because they're looking for something different. They had time to think. That's a lot about in the industry too. People had time to think. They weren't getting what they needed from their brokerage or their brand. And we came in and we really took all the learning pieces I've had over the years through 2 different companies, mentoring, I don't know, dozens of agents, and built this entire company from scratch. They're from 10 people last year, and now we're 200. I think by last June, we had like 19, August, maybe 50, in a year, around 80 something agents. We were pacing to bring on from 10 agents to 110 agents within a 12-month span. And now we're bringing 20, 30 team members a month, and no marketing bonus has ever been paid out. We don't lock people in any contracts. So we're doing it way different, and we're doing it by osmosis and agent traction. A lot of it is, seeing what the values of agents really are looking for. I think right now in this market, it's definitely technology stack, video marketing, social marketing, and personal branding. There's not an all-one shop that helps you do all those things, and we're constantly seeing, what we need to do to look forward. We're recruiting and adding resources and people to where we want to grow to, not where we're at right now. So today it's going to be a lot of that about the direction of the company, where we're headed, and what we're adding on to increase, our agents' businesses. Last April filed for originally, hashtag fast agent. You've been around Oakland, seen that, and evolved the team fast last January. And then last April, I had a vision, not sure what that was, but I filed for a DBA, a doing business as a company in California. So Fast Real Estate was applied to be a business, got approved. And in August last year, DRE approved Fast Real Estate as a brand. So then we had our first registered office. And then this literally took 13 months because I screwed up and I did double legal Zoom. I applied and I applied against myself. So I hired attorney. I attorney applied against myself. So I applied for the same thing twice. I did too fast. And I had to get the attorney to help me fix it. So 13 months later, Fast Real Estate in September became a trademark brand. So now we can actually take this brand anywhere we want because I own it. So our thoughts are, thank you. So our thoughts are, we have a huge roadmap in the Bay Area, but now we're looking to expand this brand into other markets. This is like the hard way of doing something, because the whole Keller Williams model is great, expansion teams, you bring your brands out. The ESP model doesn't make it easy. You can now have teams all across the US. I have close to 400 people in my network. Now I'm actually making it the hard way. I'm taking the best parts, I think, of bringing a brand and bringing it on this platform, which no one else is really doing right now, and I think it's an advantage in the market. And last year came the ESP, there was probably like 10 agents who did more than $10 million business. So in terms of commissions, probably $40 million. But those 400 agents, less than 10 people were top producers. So I saw that as an opportunity to bring a brand and really, create top producers. Because then, first of all, no one's really heard of the brand. Fast Real Estate is brand new. ESP has a typical brand. Like, oh, perfect. That sounds terrible. Let me do something about it. And now, fast forward almost 2 years, I think ESP probably has about 600 agents, and we probably have over a quarter of them under our wing. And this is the place to be. Many of you out there maybe came through us through the network, looking for community and culture and just more resources and more people to be around, and actual physical office spaces, because you don't hang out in ESP work for so much, doing your dancing and walking around. So we built a platform. I think we try to design our company and our resources to be a home for many agents to succeed.
What's important with last year is that we dared. We dared to take a chance at something that was not being done. Right? Many companies were doing well. They were closing down the doors. They were furloughing departments. They were getting rid of departments. They were eliminating offices. And so we thought the complete opposite. We're going to go abundance mindset. We're going to dare to take this brand big. We're going to go wide. We're going to attract talent, and look around, you guys. This was all part of the vision, right? When we said we're growing and we're adding roles to where we're going to be, we saw this, right? This was part of the vision. Now our production has even surpassed the vision of where we're going to go. And so I am grateful every single day that I get to do something that I truly love and that I'm inspired to do. So let's go to the next slide. Oh. All right, so how it all began. So in 2019, our production as a small team was $56 million in volume. At that time, it was great, right? One of the highest producing teams in the Bay Area. We produced big numbers. Last year, we closed out at $127 million in production. Just last year, right? So thank you for all your contributions. Each one of us here last year. Fast forward to where we are right now, guys. We're at 520 million. When we started the year, what was our goal, team? Our goal was 500 million. So like I said, when the vision has surpassed, or the production has surpassed the vision, we have $93 million in pending. Right now, we're on pace to close $690 million for the year. And so that is going to be one of the best teams in all of California and one of the top teams, obviously, in the Bay Area. So give yourself a giant So let's go a little bit deeper on some of these metrics. That way you guys can see this from a different view. We go over our stats every single week. We right now have 697 sides that are closed, 520. But this is big, you guys. Right now we have 93 million in pending volume. This is our highest average sales price that we've ever had for pending volume throughout the entire year. So how many agents in this room have closed $1 million deals this year? How many agents in this room have closed multiple $1 million plus deals in this room? Right? That is the norm. And this average sales price continues to build up and up and up. You hear the buzz. I might get rid of this thing. I might get rid of it. All right, guys, let's take a look at our numbers for the year. This top number here is our monthly volume. And we can see how we've trended throughout the year, and that we've constantly been having steady months. 28 million, 21 million, 41 million, 54, 40 to $74 million in production in June.
That's when EXP recognized us nationwide as the #1 sales team at EXP Realty for that month. It was kind of like confidential. They leaked out, and obviously I leaked a lot of it. But I think we pretty much doubled the next person, next team that was even close. So like almost half a year we were succeeding in #1. That's why now we have claimed out of being the #1 team at EXP Realty. And we've been consistent on it too, as you can see. September was our absolute best month, with $76 million in closed business. Last month wasn't so bad, 65.
And this, you guys, seems to be what's called the shoulder season. It's not for us. It's been some of our busiest productive months. No. I'm gonna scrap this thing. I'm sick of this buzz. All right. All right, guys. So I'm going to show you some stats in our company, but I wanted to share this with you because this is real. 85 to 90% of real estate agents quit the business within the first 5 years. Think about that for a minute. How many of you have been in this game for more than 5 years? Please raise your hand if you've been in this game for more than 5 years. It's tough. And what happens is that sometimes people can't take that struggle. We talk about the J curve, right? Everything's exciting. It feels good. Oh my God, I'm motivated. I'm excited. Well, then shit. Things start to go down a little bit, right? And I hit that wall to where, can I do this or can I not do this? That make or break point in this business is really, really a tough point to be at. But I promise you, once you hit past that J curve and you start to climb, there's money, there's opportunity, there's success. But a lot of people give up. We're going to show you some stats on our agents that have been here for just a couple years and to show you what they are producing in a very short amount of time. So we're going to take you through all of our agents or some of our agents, and this is the top in volume. This is 30 of our top agents by volume. I'm going to call on some of these people right now, and let's just take a look at them. So we've taken from 6 million all the way up to $27 million, and this is year-to-date production, okay? Year-to-date production. Some of these people have been in the business less than 3 years. Some of them are just starting in the business, first year. Some of them have been in the business for a couple years. So I want to call on a couple people, and I know they're in the room right now, and this person has turned around her career in a tremendous way. So Juanita Rivera, she's standing right over here. She didn't know I was going to call on her, but okay. Here's why this is so powerful and it means the world to me. At her last job, you know what they told her? They told her she couldn't do it. They told her that she could never be a top saleswoman. Why? Because she was female, which is bullshit. Because she had an accent, which is even more bullshit. And so what? She came into this industry with a chip on her shoulder. She said, I will succeed, I will produce, and I will be a top producer, and I will be at those dinners, and I will be on that board. And watch, Elias, I'll tell you, I'll do this. So, Juanita, I'm gonna have you come up for a quick second. This wasn't planned, so come on up for just a quick second. Come up here. So, people want to know. I mean, you've been in the business now for how long?
Oh my goodness, why you do this to me? Hi, everyone.
Less than 2 years, right?
I am, look.
It's okay. So I'll ask the question. So, what do you think is attributing to this type of success? $7 million, you guys, just year to date. 7,026,000.
Oh my goodness, when I started here, I didn't think I was gonna sell not even one house. It was just the middle of the pandemic, and I was looking for a place where I can learn hands-on, and that's exactly what I found here. Laura brought me in. Thank you, Laura. So she told me, hey, you should come here to this team. We're doing this, we're doing that. I got excited, met with Kenny, Elias, and then everything else is just happening day by day, week by week, pushing forward and trying to reach my goals. Stay here. I want to stay here, and I want to be here for more than 5 years. So.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you for calling. First year in the business. We have people on this team that have done 20, 30 deals in their first year. I have to call on him. Will, you don't have to come all the way up, right? Will, when you look at those numbers right now, Will's done $7.2 million in production. This is his first year in real estate. Well, You know, when you look at your success and what you've accomplished in the short amount of time, yeah, why don't you come up? Yeah, let's go. He knew it too. He dressed for it. He knew what's up. Now, this is impromptu, so yes, that's real.
Wow.
Yeah, so like spit some game, bro. How?
Okay, I didn't really care much about like which broker I wanted to join. I just wanted to go with Kenny, honestly. Seriously, yeah. And because I didn't feel fit in anywhere else, and this is my home, right? Like, look at all of us. Like, just look around. Like, yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm gay. I'm Asian. I'm immigrant. I didn't feel like I belong. And no, and when I started studying for real estate classes, my old boss told me I was daydreaming. But this guy and this team believed in me, and now I'm here. I can tell everybody I'm here. I belong.
We love you.
Yeah, we'll make you cry, but well, for people that obviously you came here, you joined forces. What were some things that you did early on that were some non-negotiables to help you get to the level that you're at? What were some like non-negotiables from the get?
I told Korea the other day, I joined Team Fast because of the culture, and I'm going to be. That's why
Hell yeah.
if I met you the first time, I told you, you can reach out to me anytime, any question, just reach out to me. I'm always going to make myself available.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Because of Changi, because of Kevin, because of Jay, Eric, Karina, you guys make me where I'm saying, and much more, the OG. So I'm gonna be you guys. That's why I want to.
Oh, I love it. I love it. But to be able to pass that on, right? Like the things that he's learned from the Jens and the Erics and the Deweys and the Junkies and the Karinas, like now he wants to pass that on to others and help them reach this level of success. So great stuff. I love it. I want to hear from Mauricio. Mauricio, there's a kid here. I saw him in there. Mauricio, you got to come out, bro. You got to come out. So Mauricio, during pandemic, made himself famous on TikTok. You guys can go back and watch some of historic videos of Mauricio. But Mauricio, come on up, brother. How long have you been in real estate?
I've been in the business for about 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
How many deals will you close this year? What are you on pace to close this year?
So I want to do 25. I'm at 21 right now.
21 years old. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26 years old. And for you starting out in your career, bro, what were some non-negotiables? Where we're like, I'm doing this no matter what. What were some non-negotiables in this business?
I just want to be broke. That's basically like moving factor in my life. My family's super important to me.
Yeah.
And so since I left school, I didn't really have a backup option. So I was like, I have to go hard in real estate. I have no plan B. And I mean, so far it's worked out pretty well.
Still commutes from Tracy, comes out here, does all his business out here, well, the majority of his business out here. So, 26 years old, he's going to do 25 deals this year. So,
honestly, it's all because of me, Karina, and Elias. So,
well, we appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you. So, I'm going to go over this person. So, this person is not only on our leadership staff, he's one of our squad leaders, but I've seen him grow. He, for the first time in his career, and he's been in the game for a while. He has roots in real estate. This dude just put up his 20th transaction, and he's never done that before. So bet on Bowie. I didn't have to ask him to come up. He just jumped up. I love it, bro. So Kevin, I mean, talk to us, brother. Like, what changed this year? How did you do this, man? You're at $11 million in production, and
holy shit.
yeah, 20th transaction just 2 nights ago. So tell us about this, man.
Honestly, there's been so much in my life that's happened, losses, but then I got married and now I'm trying to have a baby. Like all that's pushing me to, make some money, and it's all because of you guys. If I didn't have this motivation and people pushing me to do better, like seeing like Biz and Jens and everybody. I'm like, I want to be there, you know? So I guess that's what's keeping me going. And the family, and you guys.
I mean, 20th transaction, first time in his career. So great stuff, great stuff. Okay, I know we were talking about this yesterday, that these people, a lot of these people have been here for 2 years or less. A lot of our agents. So there's a large portion of our agent population that's making well over $100,000 that has been here less than 2 years, right? There's a lot of us and coming in this environment that didn't make this level of money. It was hard to see that level of money. And now we're seeing it be done on a massive, massive scale. Dewey's one of our top producers. He's on vacation right now. Dewey was at Shoe Palace like 4 years ago, right? Just bought a house. He's getting married, top producer, building a team within the team.
About like 4 cars.
4 cars, 4 dogs, all kinds of stuff. So it just goes to show you guys that in a very short amount of time, if you work your ass off, if you commit, if you're a part of the culture, if you follow the game plan, you guys can be successful. Look at Jung Hee. Jung Hee probably won't come up here, but I'm going to call on Jung Hee really quick. So Jung Hee has been in this business for less than 3 years. Less than 3 years. How long has it been? Less than 2 years. This year alone, you guys, Jung Hee has produced $17 million in volume. One of the most tenacious real estate agents you'll meet. One of the most real people that you'll ever meet. Jung Hee, tell us a little something. How? Why? Okay.
Top producer for a company twice this year too for the month.
Yep.
Really.
Honestly, I'm sort of shocked. I'm super grateful. Come over here
Yeah, do your thing.
and see in the live stream.
Yep.
I've gotten a lot of help though. I think it's a big part of over there. Hello. So I've gotten a lot of help. And one of the things I really do love about this job is that I can be a really good advocate for people. I really believe in it. And I actually do think that we are helping people with their goals, with building something. And so I love having that. I don't know what else the secret is. It's just having a big team, having the support. I can go on vacation, be like, hey, can you show my client this thing, right? Having that is so much value, and having that freedom, it's just awesome. So thank you, team.
So I'm going to go to this person. She probably won't come up, but this person was a paralegal, got her license and wanted to do real estate part-time, committed to it, full-time mother, you know, being a paralegal, and committed to it. And I remember when she had her first 7 transactions at Climb Real Estate. She was growing, she was doing really good. Jen Oak has done $27 million in production this year. Less than 3 years in the business. Less than 3 years in the business, has been an advocate for the brand, absolutely crushing it. So Jen, would you come on up for a second?
I am
Love
not
this
a
part.
talker, guys. So ask away.
So like how? Like what's led to this amount of production? Because this is incredible.
I mean, like Mauricio said, I don't want to be broke. So I have a child, I have family, and I guess the key to this success was what He said is my team. Like I could not have done it without my team. Yeah, and I have expensive taste, so no one's gonna support me.
Sushi is not cheap.
Yes, sushi is not cheap.
If you had to give anybody advice in this room that might have started out recently, maybe even struggling a little bit, you know, finding their rhythm, like what's advice would you give them?
If you guys want to join this team, first take a Toastmaster class because they will make you guys talk in uncomfortable situations. No, I guess my advice is to take advantage of our collaborative environment because our team is here to support one another. I've never been with another brokerage. I honestly didn't even interview another brokerage. I knew I wanted to be with Kenny when I signed up for my real estate classes, and I don't think I'm going to go anywhere. So. being here. Yesterday, Jen closed her 75th transaction. So just a little backstory. So I started part-time with Team Fast. 10 months in, I went full-time. So my first year, I closed 12 deals. Second year, 24 deals. And right now, I think I closed 37 deals so far with 4 pending and 2 listings. By the way, contact me if you guys have buyers in Oakland.
So this number right now is in the 30 millions now. So it just goes to show you, if you're in the right environment, if you have the right support, if you have the right coaching, training, and you have the right belief, like literally anything is possible. Let's talk about agent growth. Obviously, we've grown this company tremendously from the agent standpoint. This was our growth last year. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4.
Beginning of the quarter, so not the end of it. So we started last year, January, with 12 agents. No, Ken HP wasn't all really into recruiting. I was a good recruiter at Climb Real Estate. I brought on about 65 agents there. I literally had no incentive to recruit at Climb Real Estate. I started getting paid the 4th year. I was like, I found out this cool. You guys are NRT, check out 221 program. Then I just will tell you about it. It's an incentive for bringing people on the company, getting part of the share. So Kevin's company with intention is really just selling a lot of real estate. A lot of people come with the wrong intention, the speed to recruit. But we flipped it around, and now we're able to kind of support agents. But you know, you see this growth. Really, nothing really. I mean, this is already one of the largest teams in the Bay Area with 12 people. So nothing really happened there. You know, like while I was interviewing managers too, the 17 people I talked to, I was like, well, this company, all these companies are cool, but they didn't quite have the vibe I was looking for. Climb Real Estate was really known for the hip, modern, techie vibe. In fact, in 2015, they won the most innovative company of the year, and I actually won the most innovative agent of the year. So it was like just so happened to have a good alignment. So talking to all these brokerages, talking to all these team leaders, talking to those managers, I couldn't find what I was looking for. So I was like, why don't I just build it myself? Like, I think I'm as competent as this person trying to recruit me. And we came here with the intention of, you know, Elias joined us actually as agent-ish number 21. So that's when we really hit, you know, early on. When we first started, after all the webinar stuff, again, 17 webinars, me and Karina were recruiting meetings every day. We were trying to still do our transactions, do training. I need some help.
Yeah, every day we were on Zoom calls, we were training, we were recruiting. It was like just me and Kenny. And then Elias started, and it was just like, once he had that.
We saw what we were doing. I was like, this is not sustainable, because escorts are coming back. You know, the market was pretty frozen from February to June. So and then we still in the year last year, like almost 30 transactions, which is crazy. So it was like, we need some help. Like, you know, we reached out, we talked to Elias for a couple of months. He was at BHG, had a huge culture shock there. BHG is a different brand, a good brand. But I was like, we need some help on like the management and recruiting, all that.
Then we got Molly shortly thereafter, and after we got Molly, she was the glue that made this whole rocket ship possible.
Yeah, well, why don't you come over here and talk about those months? I don't remember those months. There's a lot of hiring happening last year, but this is where the vision last year, where we know those early hires, like not even like 14, 15 months ago, was like, okay, we need these people. And then we're like, when we're hiring, we don't hire specifically to a role, we hire for talent. And that's what we also are still doing this day, which we'll talk more into later during this day. Like, when you can identify talented people, you want to build around them. So we knew that Elias had sales manager background, so we brought him in. And
then we had our deep history with Molly, who's been fantastic. I tapped her in, and I was like, please come help. Please help build the rocket ship. Let's do this. We need you. And then shortly thereafter, we reconnected with John Gomez, who's been phenomenal, and he kind of kicked off our training program and got our operations in order.
Turns out he didn't like training. He didn't tell us when we hired him.
He's just really good at it. He's really good at it. And, you know, obviously you all know or may know who I am by now, because I hide behind the scenes most of the time. But I've been here every step of the way, and it's been amazing to see this kind of growth and
we are really committed to like keeping this culture alive and also keeping you all happy as you grow. Like that's something that I feel really passionate about. So please connect with me as often as possible.
And we're growing too. I mean, this is uncharted territories. This hasn't been done before at this scale or at this company with these people. So like late last year, we brought in a coach, Raquel Quinette. She's actually gonna be playing an even bigger role with our company. Raquel was vice president of growth for this Keller Williams expansion team that opened in 23 other locations across the US. So she had this experience, and I still coach with her every Tuesday morning to this day. And in fact, we, late last year, I think this time last year, October, I hired her to be my coach.
Yep.
One of the first things she did was restructured our departments. So as we grow as a company, things change, people evolve, roles evolve. Like Karina was mostly doing assistant transaction, where now she's kind of running our, I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't even know what I do either.
So we don't know. And then Elias came as a sales manager. Now he kind of like is leading our squad leaders and building up other leaders in the company. John came in as a trainer, he did a couple of the sessions and realized he wants to be more operation side. So John's been helping me open all the offices and executing all the ideas I have. Every time I go to the conference, there's 10 of them. So I'll throw it at my team and they'll figure it out. Molly started as our marketing assistant as Karina, and now she's running, kind of director of our onboarding department, our vendor relationships. And then more recently, really recently, you explain that.
Yeah, so Laura Spellman is working in the commission department. Many of you have talked with her, and so she's helping us build that out and get that streamlined to get you guys paid. So,
Let's give it up for Laura.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then more recently, actually yesterday I signed a contract that Raquel now coach our leadership team. So because we're figuring this out as we go, again, uncharted territories. So we can build the department so there's more synergy in the company. And then I just recently upgraded from elite coaching with Tom Ferry to now a team coach, where there's more calls, more people, more masterminds. So then my Tom Ferry coaching can now also coach Elias and coach me to be able to coach you guys. So this is constantly like developing and pouring into us and filling up our cup so we can better serve you guys. So you're wondering, I'm doing conferences all the time. I am partying, but in the daytime, there's a lot of learning going on, a lot of reposting. So we're actually gonna try to we can kind of glimpse of that. Like
there's opportunities within
we want to be
team.
able to groom ourselves, grow our leaders, and also start having coaching offered for the team members. That way you're not all paying $1,000 for 4 half-hour calls with the right person, which is mostly going to be accountability. If you guys are using it as a therapist or transactional stuff, you're using it wrong. But this is things where we're planning it within the next year, and we're being groomed and developed to be able to pour back in.
Agent attraction.
That's you.
Well, that's Kenny too. So obviously we have grown in leaps and bounds. We're going to continue to grow, but let's talk a little bit about agent attraction. Through the EXP model, we're not going to spend too much time on rev share, but if you are an EXP agent and you attract another agent, you have an opportunity to make money off that person every single year. It comes from the EXP side, doesn't come from the agent side. So if they're on our team, you'll make an average of $800 every single year. If they're on the EXP model, just EXP, and they're not associated with us, then you'll make $3,000 every single year supplemental income. We won't go too far on what's on that. But I want to showcase some of our agents on the team that are in this room right now that have affiliated people to the company. These are people that by influence, by osmosis, by attraction, they've brought people onto the company, right? Stephanie is going heavy on the recruiting side. That's what she wants to do. She wants to be an attractor. Melody Cleone has been huge on the attraction side. So you guys see names up here, and this is an opportunity for you guys to grow and make an asset.
I comment that too. So, hey, Paul, thanks for coming by today. Like, we're trying to build something where anyone can do it. Like, it sounds like, oh, they're recruiters, is like whatever. But most of you guys in here, because you just literally DM me, and we've been chatting for months or years about your business, how we can grow your business. Stephanie, now we're aligned with Paul, moving his brokerage over to EXP. Roxanne just brought a brokerage of 8 to maybe more 10 people over. Melody just brought a brokerage. We're creating the environment where people can come. None of this is like, hey, come here, we'll get rich making revenue. Not like, how can we truly help you grow your business? How do we add training to your business? How do we add coaching and technology? And this is how we're doing. How do we make it a fun environment for everyone that will make it naturally attractive? So yeah, we're out recruiting, but we're doing it not by cold calling. Although I have call centers that do that for me separately, but for the most part, we're having very organic conversations with people. helping them build that out. And then why is this important? And then we're going so fast too, which is a win for everyone. Because, so this is just a really quick, like potentially what could be earned on the agent on 7 levels. So every time when you're bringing people to the company, potentially the 7 people, including the person who brought me in, the 6 people above them in their network can all benefit. So that's why the company EXP right now, I think we have 67,000 agents. Last December, we had 40,000 agents. The year before that, we had 25,000 agents, and 16,000 and 5,000. This company is the fastest growing company in the world, 15 countries. Glenn Sanford, CEO of EXP Realty, said last week, 1 out of 27 agents is at EXP, which is crazy because the business model, the way it's built is that we are incentivized to coach and train and support one another. And that's why our company's growing so fast, because that's the mentality that we have. With that said, and why is this important to support agents in making this a very easy and a lucrative and desirable place to be at? Just give you an example. Melody says okay to share her name. This is Melody's revenue share group. If you calculate that the average agent, it's about $800 a year. Typically, most agents are doubling every year. So Melody has got paid $700 last month, when maybe it should have been like over $2 grand. Give an example with the 31 people she has in the group. This is Dewey's. Dewey has 8 people only, but Dewey brought in 6 productive agents in his front line. So Dewey, in the last 4 months, I've made like, I don't know, like 4 grand, 3, 4 grand. It's a lot of money. I mean, it doubles every year. So, buying income property is great. Obviously, I'll invest in it, but I don't own any income property. I'm buying this one this week. If you've seen it, I don't even know why I'm buying it. To be honest, it's a great one.
Here, I think, too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can talk about like last year we had like 20, 30 agents like, hey, let's do this whole fast house concept. I want to have a house we work out. We actually did. I rented from Dewey for a couple of months, and then he moved into it, and I bought this bigger. I don't want the biggest one. Paying $860 grand for his freaking house in Fruitvale. And I'm like, this is way too big. Can't we use it? I mean, we have way too many agents now. This doesn't even work. So I'm gonna keep this house as, if you guys are coming from out of town, just stay there. If my clients are transitioning between houses, they can stay there. We want a place at work, just anything. So I'm using this house just as a fast house to stay at no cost to the agents and maybe your clients if you're doing listings. So again, this is where we're moving so fast. Like that was a really great idea a year ago, even half a year ago. Now, like I was expecting to be at this pace.
So you guys, we never, when you're on our team, we never push, go and be a recruiter. Like Stephanie's doing this all by choice, right? All we say is that just document your journey, let people see what you're doing. And then people are going to ask you, oh my God, what's this team? What are you doing, Jay? Like I hear you talking about Team Fast. And then you turn them over to Kenny and I, and we share with them.
I don't have Melody's front line. So Melody doesn't have enough front line to qualify for more tiers. So we're helping her do that. And she's starting to bring people in gradually, because if you don't activate the tiers, you don't get all the money. So even though agents are coming on, maybe doing 2-3 deals a year, we're here to support them. Like they're not bad agents. That's just what they choose to do. We're here to support them and to do as many deals they want to do and that we can help them do. But as long as they're doing a deal every half year, it benefits, again, 6 people above because it activates the tiers and so on. So we're here to help people at whatever capacity they want. We're all independent contractors. We're not going to force people to sell real estate, but know that if you're being able to support people, you're actually benefiting yourself and the people you're working with. And that's why this model has grown so fast. That's it. That's the entire revenue share talk for the rest of the day.
All right. So I'm very excited about this next portion of our meeting. This person I caught off guard a little bit this morning, but thank you for being here, this person. So as we grow this company, as we grow and grow our agent population, we're always looking at more roles, support roles, marketing roles. We're actually looking for a marketing director. So if you know anybody, we're looking for a marketing director. So we obviously have a need for a training department. I think coaching and training is a little bit different. The training is let me show you or tell you how to do these things and show you the mechanics behind it. The coaching is show me what you just learned in training, right? So I think there needs to be a direct correlation between those two departments. And so we've been thinking long and hard about this. How can we take our training and our coaching platforms to a completely different level, right? Whether you're a $20 million producer or whether you're at a first deal of your career, we want to make sure that there's coaching and training for all levels of the business. We don't want to be known as the company that only caters to new agents, right? We got to give our top agents love too. And so we want to make sure that there's multiple layers of training and coaching. So without further ado, this next person I'm very, very excited to introduce. This person has worked her ass off. She has helped us launch the Mighty Network, which how many of you guys have seen one video at least in Mighty Network? So for our guests in the room, Mighty Network is a robust library, a video library and resource library that allows you to go in and watch tons of videos about the processes in real estate. Also shares with you how to use our tools, our tech stacks, and all of our resources. We had a committee. The committee dwindled and dwindled and dwindled down, and it became a committee of one. This person spearheaded the project. She took it on. She was also awarded, promoted to a squad leader. If anyone's ever been on her squad, Cynthia's squad, she has been an amazing squad leader. So without further ado, we are announcing a new role, and it starts January 1st. So we are. I'm like excited about this, all right? So Cynthia Peterson will be our new head of education and mentorship. She's gonna create course curriculum for us. She's gonna host virtual trainings. I'm just gonna turn this over to you. Tell them what's up.
We're gonna do all this for you. This is a role meant to help you guys. Mighty Network is meant to help us all as agents, and I'm so excited. I feel you, Jen, about the sweat. Feel you there. No, but really, this is about you guys. We want to help you grow. We want to help you guys become the absolute best version of yourselves, because that's what you push me to do every single day. Every single time that I post something on Mighty Network, I think about maybe this will help Misty out, or maybe this is that one missing piece that Will needed. So this is for you guys. We're going to be doing tons of fun classes in person and Zoom, wherever you guys need us. Let us know. The building of this role is critical upon your feedback. So if you feel that there's a need, let me know. Hit me up on Slack, shoot me a text. Just like Will said, hit me up anytime. I'm here to help you guys. And I want you guys to know, if I can, just like one more minute. I was told no so many times before I got here, and I manifested this position. And thank you guys for seeing that. When I was at my old brokerage, I told them, this is the role I want. I want to help agents learn how to use the tools that we're providing for them. And I was told no. They didn't go to the board. They just flat out said no. And here I thought, I'm going to make a difference here for our agents. And I'm just super grateful that this is an opportunity that I'm given. And thank you to everyone on leadership for making this happen, and manifest this shit, you guys. It's true.
Working with Cynthia, I have fortunate ability to work with her really close as a squad leader. She just shows up in a big way. She contributes in a big way. And sometimes I'm hard on leaders, which is, it have to be, it's a sense of accountability, but she has always been like, what can I do to improve? What can I do to get better? How can I be better for them? So she's always open to criticism, but what else she's also open to or great at, she's great at staying true to her convictions. If she means something and really stands by something, she's going to tell us why. This is why I feel like I want to do this. This is a great idea. And let me at least have the mic for 5 minutes. If you don't like it, shoot it down, but at least hear me out. I'm down with that, right? Because it shows like she's going to stand up for what she wants in this business. We're all about the yes for Cynthia because everyone said no. So she's going to look at her other brokerage and say, look what I've done and look what I've accomplished, right? And so that's an opportunity that was built because of her performance. And this didn't even exist. John was a trainer at one time. John is elevated to a director of operations. So they had a void, right? We had a void in that department. So I can't wait to see what happens. Her and the leadership team for the sales department, and down the road, we're gonna have more sales leaders in the company. She's gonna partner directly with them, like, okay, what can we do from a sales training? What do we need to do from a curriculum training? And how do those two meet in the middle? Right? Because you can learn all the shit you want to know about the buyer's presentation, but if you don't know how to spit some fire and communicate that and negotiate effectively, none of it matters. So we're going to marriage the two. So I'm really, really excited. One more time, give it up for Cynthia. All right, so next person, this is a huge, huge opportunity as well, because we have seen a need for it. If you talk to any, should we break first or should? All right, so then, all right. You got me? You got me, Molly? I love you. Thank you. Let's do this then. Let's take a 10-minute break, grab some food, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about what is next. All right, so.
Are we back in 30?
I thought she was sitting.
Whoa, whoa. 30 minutes. I'm gonna be on the beach in 30 minutes.
Dewey, you having fun?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, well,
Enjoy.
actually, I need to come home now because I'm going broke.
I feel that.
But yeah, it's beautiful here. I just it's been a whole week, almost a whole week, so flying out tomorrow.
Oh, nice. I like your headband.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Oh,
I'm just sitting around waiting to leave, so I was like, I'm gonna put my headband on. How are you?
I'm doing good. I feel you on the vacation part. You know, I went to Florida for a little over a week and just trying to get back on top of it and get some more pendings under my belt. Taking time off in this business is literally like taking double. You know what I mean?
I know. Like, and then the time difference here, I'm just like, they're like calling at 6 a.m. Like, fuck, what are you calling for?
3 hours.
But yeah, like
right?
this.
You're 3 hours ahead.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like by like 10 p.m. here, I'm like, I need to go to bed. I'm hella tired. But yeah, like stuff running in the background. I'm just like, crap, I'm on vacation. Peter's on vacation. Fuck, what do I do?
Oh no. Luckily you have a team of how many are we at? 200?
I know. Yeah. I just sent out a text like, hey, who can help me do my final walkthrough today?
Nice.
I need to still meet up with you for your iPad.
Yes. I was talking to Ben. I was talking to Ben. I'm gonna make it to the New Oakland office soon. I really want to check it out. So I'll let you know when I go out there.
I'll bring it to the office and leave it there, and then yeah, we'll go from there.
Cool.
Talk to you soon.
Have fun.
There's someone in the room that came here as a guest. They wanted to see what this environment was all about. We talk about the hype, we talk about the excitement, talk about the culture, the tools, the tech, the team, the collaboration, all the things that we talk about. But it's hard to understand that unless you are actually in this environment. I was walking over this way and she said, where do I sign up? How do I sign? Hold on. 13 years in the business. She has never seen what she has experienced today. So I'm going to have you come on up, Margarita, really quick. We've never done this before. So Margarita, come on up. Look at, I got the chills talking about this.
I'm a baby.
So this is Margaret, like literally our newest agent. She hasn't got any affiliation document.
I'm super excited. Literally, like, this is just amazing. Like, I've had tears with people's stories. And like, I've never seen a brokerage and a team like this in my 13 years of doing real estate. And I think that it's amazing that we can all be our authentic selves. And that truly shows, and I can see the support, and I just look forward to meeting every single one of you and seeing the story behind every single one of you, because that's what makes us us. That's what makes people come to us, and you guys got that down. Okay?
Wow, I'm a little out of chills right now. Let's welcome our newest team member.
Thank you guys.
How exciting. So I'm actually going to turn it over to John Gomez. We have a very exciting internal announcement that he is going to take on. So without further ado, our Director of Operations, John Gomez, let's turn the mic over to you, John.
All right, I'm super excited about this next announcement because I think this is an area that we can really dive into and really create a lot more business and opportunity for everybody. As most agents know, follow-up sometimes isn't our strong suit. Like, everyone in this room is really good at jumping on a hot lead and converting someone that's ready to go, but not everybody. I mean, there's people out there, but not everyone is the best when it comes to relentless follow-up and a strong nurture program. And I mean, let's face it, leads fall through the cracks. We talk to someone we haven't talked to in a while, they fought with another agent or whatever. So really diving into that pool of buyers that's just not quite ready to go and needs a little more nurturing before they are. It's something we always knew there was a lot of opportunity, but we knew we needed ISAs, but you can't just hire some ISAs and throw them at it. Somebody needed to really manage the program and do it methodically and really capitalize on it. And we got the perfect opportunity because the perfect person reached out and expressed interest in doing exactly that. They have the perfect background. You'll hear a little bit more to suit this role. And they're just genuinely like passionate about it. Like, talking to me like, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on the CRM and I think we can set this way up, and then we're going to use these scripts, and then we're going to do this. So like, genuinely passionate about nurture and follow, which I think 9 out of 10 people in this room might not say about themselves. So without further ado, and he brought a lab coat, so you know he's going to be good. Ben Rojas.
That's me from a few years ago.
Yes, let me grab my laptop, bro. Just
A little bit older now. Yeah, so I'm Ben. I've met most of you in some way, shape, or form. And I've been with the team over a year now. I worked with Kenny and Elias back at Klein. So I've been around for a while, but my role is going to be running essentially the ISA department, creating opportunities for agents to create more deals, make deals happen. So I'm going to go into that in a little bit. And it's basically, everything's going to be surrounding using an automated follow-up method for creating more leads. That's not the lead system. So we'll get it going.
Ben, you want to grab the mic, bro?
Yes.
Ben's a little more soft spoken.
Okay.
You guys hear me?
Figure it out. Look,
Sorry. That laptop's gonna die.
keep eating, everyone. We'll be back in 2 seconds. No.
Hey, if you drop a beat, he'll rap. Watch. Good. Might have to run another video, bro.
Okay. We can't. Can we get the screen going? See if I can get it. What's it? What year?
Anyone know any good jokes?
Hi, so. Just give it 1 second. I'm trying to figure out something. Gotcha. Just give us 1 second.
Is it HDMI?
Yeah, it's HDMI.
Where is it? Where is it?
Okay, we are officially back, and it's no wonder why he's wearing a lab coat. His official title is lead scientist, because I didn't want it to be like database manager or something like that. It sounded dry, and so hence why he is wearing the lab coat. So there's a little backstory. So further ado, turn it back over to you. Ben Rojas.
Okay, so here we go, lead scientist. So what we're gonna be doing is, you just gotta click the arrow. I got you, great. So basically what we're gonna be doing is, I'll just go really quickly, who am I and why am I in this role? So I started way back in the year 2002 as a mortgage rep, loan officer, and all I did was cold call. I did about 250 calls a day, every single day, and I did that for 4 or 5 years. From there, I transitioned into selling real estate in 2011, and then in 2018, I moved out from SF to the East Bay. And so I had zero database, and I needed to figure out a way to build my business quickly. So what I did in 2020 is I joined up with Team Fast, and I started selling in the East Bay. I chose El Sobrante. I'd never heard of El Sobrante, but the guy at Zillow said, hey, it's a good zip code. It has enough leads coming in. You can probably convert some of those leads and you know, make a good living out of it. And I did that with using ISA. So here's where we are with the lead landscape. Tom Ferry predicts that by the end of next year, 50% of all transactions will have a referral fee tied to it. Right now, Zillow is starting to measure our closing rates, and I'm predicting that every other lead platform is going to start doing the same. Closing rates are expected to be increasing, so the lead sources, call it Zillow, Ojo, Trulia, Realtor.com, etc. Right now, they're giving a lot of leads away, and they're not expecting close rates. But soon, they're all going to want only the top performers getting these leads, because these leads, the way they're looking at it, is money that they are sending out and not being executed on. So what we're doing is this. We know from gathering the data of all the basic real estate landscape and real estate sort of providers or transaction managers like NAR, CAR, SFR, whatever, we know that buyers can take from 6 to 12 months to buy once they've decided to buy. We also know that 74% of buyers use the first agent they interview. However, nationally, online leads only close at a 4% to 6% clip. So what's going on with the other 60-something percent? Where are those people going? Where are they closing? Who are they buying? And so what we think, our hypothesis is that buyers need to be categorized into different stages. Those stages need to be put in different sections of someone who's hot and ready to buy. Maybe they're closing the first 1 to 3 months. Someone who's a little warmer, maybe they just need to get pre-qualified, but they know that they want to buy soon. And then maybe a colder client that thinks that they want to buy, wants to buy, doesn't know what neighborhood they want to buy, that's maybe a 9+ month buy. So we don't expect the agents to be able to follow up 9 months in advance. And that's not where your highest and best used time is. What you should be doing is selling homes, not following up and checking if someone's decided whether they want to go to Concord or Martinez. For that reason, what we're implementing is an offshore calling system that has proven scripts that know how to re-engage. That's fine. What we're implementing is this. The first thing we're going to have roll out is follow boss. The Zillow Flex team already has access to this, and soon I think everyone else in the company will. Follow boss is a new CRM. It's amazing. It has you get the ability to stage your buyers so that you won't be getting the
emails from Zillow and for everyone else that update the stages. This will be a one-stop shop to let everyone know where that client is. It also has multi-player input. If anyone's ever worked on a Zillow lead that came in one direction but partnered up with someone else, and you were doing one thing but the other partner didn't know what was going on, this is going to solve all those problems because all people can know what's happening at the same time using that same dashboard. You can coordinate appointments, coordinate listings, coordinate inspection times. It sends automatic calendar invites for all the partners involved. And it's really, really simple to use. And the most important thing is that if you stage that client in a nurture stage, reject stage, anything other than you're actively showing homes, that's going to send this lead over to a different department that's going to call automatically for you so that they can nurture that lead instead of you. Now that group that we're using to nurture these leads is called phone animals. It's an offshore, low-cost calling group that their only job is to call your clients. They have scheduled, uninterrupted calling hours 5 days a week throughout the day at the different times when they know the caller or the lead is highest likely to respond. They have proven scripts and they know how to convert online leads. Those leads are going to be rerouted to the original agents that build rapport. But as you know, people are always coming in and out of the industry, and so there's going to be a lot of online lead orphan opportunities, and those are going to go back to the agents depending on where each agent is closing leads. So we're going to be creating agent heat maps to let us know who's closing and what's. And the last thing, that's the most important thing, is that the phone animal group is going to put all the details into the system with pertinent details about price point, location, where the lead originated from, where they currently want to buy, and some little details about what they're looking for, size, backyard, square footage, etc. The whole point of this is that when you get a lead, you're going to be able to say, hey, Joe, thank you for calling in. I heard you spoke to Samantha from our concierge team. She said you want a 3-bed, 2-bath in the city of Fremont with a big backyard. Is that correct? He's going to say yes, because he just had that conversation a few days before. That lead is much more likely to stay with us and much more likely to close. Now, in the future, after we've gone through all these leads that were not being nurtured, what we're going to be able to do is circle call around our new listings. So imagine if you have a new listing that you just put on and you want people to know that. We can have this group call a perimeter around the house and invite all those people that are likely to sell to be invited to your open house. What we can also do is we can deploy these ISAs to individual agents on their Redfin, their Ojo, their Opcity, or whatever, some open house lists. And then lastly, what we can do is we can deploy these folks to call on your past clients to ask for reviews and also ask for referrals. So this is an amazing addition to the offering that we already have, the technology stack. And this is going to be something that's going to take a whole lot of work, busy work, and sometimes seen as non-productive work off of your plates. The idea is that you should be only showing homes and only selling homes. If someone needs a lender referral, a credit repair person, if they want to find out what the schools are like, we're going to have a team that's going to basically incubate that lead until they're ready to be brought back to you. That's it.
By show of hands in this room, how many agents are guilty of this? How many agents sometimes slip on their follow-up game? Just be honest, right? It happens. Our conversion rate right now is 4%, just to take one of our lead products. Zillow Flex is at a 4% close rate right now. So look at all of the missed opportunities that we've had just in that lead source alone. We have 25,000 leads that live in our lead pond. This is an opportunity for them and the scientists to be in the lab, mixing up the potions, the formulas, the follow-up, the scripts, the emails, the text messages, the follow-up game, and make sure that that is his main focus. ISAs, what is their main focus? They are dialing and dialing and dialing for opportunities. And then for you to get a warm handoff, somebody that has been nurtured with all the notes, so you guys can jump right in and take them down the train where they need to be. I'm so excited about this. Every top company in the country right now has launched a successful ISA department, and they're seeing an increase in conversion. So every single role is important. This is something that we've thought about for a long time, and knowing who Ben is, I'm super excited about having him in this role. So Ben, we are so pumped to have you in this role. So when we talk about lead handoff and things like that down the road, it's going to be based off of if you're a model citizen, if you're cleaning up your database, if you have everything in alignment with where you're going to go. But if you say, hey, well, I've been talking to that person, but we show no call logs for the last 6 months, then yeah, then we're going to have that conversation with you. But it's going to come down to tracking everything, using follow-up boss, using it for all of your correspondence, all of your communication. So that way him and his team can make sure that we're all on the same page. So pumped about this. This is actually already started last week. They're already diving into our Zillow Flex lead. So super, super excited about that. Any questions about that before we move on? No? Okay. Can we get the slides back up? All right, guys. So how many people in this room like to make some extra money? Please raise your hand. That's all we get for people that want to make extra money. You're gonna hear a little bit more. How many people want to make some extra money? All right, cool. So we're say again. Yeah, so okay, so there's a public declaration. I want you guys to hear this. So Julie, the numbers agent, and Vivian are declaring it to the world that next year they're going to both make 500 million each. I mean 500,000 each. Sorry, 500 million. So we want to help you guys get there. This presentation in Ben's department is all about leverage, right? We have tools in place to help you leverage everything around you. If you're not good on the follow-up game, then we'll help you with that. If you're not good on your tech stack, we'll help you with that. So let me go to my next slide here. Kenny, I need your help, brother. Next slide. And you guys, I promise you our tech and our challenges will be better. Sweat. All right, so virtual assistants, like I think Ben called it our international concierge team. I like that, but at the end of the day, virtual assistants. So our agents, if you know or if you don't know, I want to remind you of the many benefits that you guys have that you can offset. There's people on the team right now that have hired their own virtual assistants and they're spending that money. It is relatively inexpensive. However, we have a team of virtual assistants that can help you and you can leverage them in these different ways. Database management. How many people have a lead base or a database of more than 1,000 clients that they're in somewhere in a database, right? It happens. So they can help you go in and tag and make sure to have proper follow-up and communication. Marketing. Our VAs can help you with your marketing. You're just sold, you're just listed. How many, by a show of hands, might fall short on your just listed and just sold campaigns that should have gone out? How many of you have deals that you have not sent out any marketing on a deal and you left money on the table? It happens. It happens. This is a way for you. Say again.
I said, when you don't have a team in place, you miss a lot of stuff.
Totally. Even when you have a team in place, people miss stuff. So we just want to remind everybody of the resources that you have available to you. Social media posts. I am 100% in the world against this. However, if you need this, it's there for you. I believe in personalization versus automation on social media because that's what works. However, if you just need some help getting started, how to build your Canva pieces that you are then going to post on social media and then do a story and tell it in your own words, they can help you with this. Administration tasks. Some of the things that you get bogged down on the back end happens to all of us, right? What I want you doing is building relationships, not focusing on all this stuff where it's going to take away your time. You guys could be making $250 an hour. Thousands of dollars a day. One deal, $30,000 in a check. Last thing I want you guys to do is be pulled down by this. I didn't know this. I didn't know that the VAs can manage YouTube for you. They now manage my YouTube account. When I say, please update all of the coaching for the week, they update all of my coaching. All that's done through them. Personalize all your presentations. How many of you have created your own buyer's presentation and listing presentations in your own color, your own font, your own flow? I know Lauren, yours looks really good. I've seen, different variations. I think Laura created one in Spanish. So they can help you personalize your presentations. me ask a question. How many people can fucking kill MailChimp right now? Please raise your hand if you're a killer in MailChimp. One person. Thank you. It's difficult at first, right? To you equals more opportunity to make money. What we want to do is we want to help
Damn, they just left us. That's fucked up.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Kenny's laptop died. I thought it was because I was in Hawaii and I lost reception.
Okay, so let's talk about our mentorship program. How many people in this room are currently mentors? Okay, how many people in this room are currently mentees? Very cool, very cool. So you guys, let's talk a little bit about this program because this has been a huge. All right, so here's how the mentorship program currently works in our environment, and here's how agents, just like yourself, can make additional income by influencing and helping other agents around. So the mentor is paid 10% on mentees' first 3 solo transactions. Mentors, moving forward, this is not for our existing mentors. Moving forward, if you want to be a mentor, you must complete the EXP Certified Mentorship Program before you're able to be a fast mentor. To qualify as a fast mentor, you have to have closed a minimum of 8 transactions in the last 12 months. So if we're going to ask you to help her or help him, we will go through the process, transactions. Okay, so let's show you guys some opportunities to make money, right? So if you did a transaction, a mentor did or mentee did a transaction, the average sales price was $800,000. Commission on that was 2.5, giving you a total of $20,000 as your whole number there. Less 10% that is paid to the mentor is $2,000. Now, mind you, these numbers are going to be different because they could be lower, they could be higher, because we're not setting a max on how many agents a mentor can take on. If this meant 5 mentees each quarter, and they all, that's 6 transactions times $2,000, that's $30,000 extra in your pocket. $30,000 extra. This, honestly, this number could be lower. You could have some agents that might take a little time. Shit, you might answer and that person gets in contract, guess what? You're going to have mentors or mentees that might need a little bit more of your time, but not everyone's going to be like that. It could just be, hey, how do I fill out a seller in possession, right? How do I fill out this document? Cool, let me get on Zoom and help you with that. Cool, you like this? Oh. So this is going to give our fast agents who have closed 8 transactions in the last year an opportunity to make a little bit extra money. You guys like that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, now, a little bit more money. So mentors that are mentors in our environment, like we said, you start out being an EXP mentor. EXP mentors, sometimes when you're mentoring those people, they get an idea of our environment. They get an idea of our culture. They're around this. They're seeing our trainings. They're coming to our coaching. And guess what they say? Damn, I want to be a part of that. I want to experience that. I'm in this virtual world. I joined real estate because I want to be social, but I'm in a world where I might not fully understand everything and I need to have an office to go to. Well, if you, Jen Oak, is mentoring a mentee from the EXP program and they decide, you know what, Jen, I like this environment. I want to be a fast agent. What we're going to do is we're going to hook these mentors up with $1,000. $1,000 after their very first closed transaction. By simply letting them know and letting them into our environment, we're going to hook Jen or the mentor up with $1,000 after that first transaction. Good stuff. Kevin, you've had a couple mentees that have officially joined Fast Real Estate, right?
Yep, Jake, Sala, sales, and
And
she just got a contract for
yeah, so that's a clear case. Obviously, it's not retroactive. However, moving forward, Kevin would be paid a G just because she decided that this was a better environment for her. So mentors, you guys have the ability to make more money. Agents, you have better support. And then you got a nice little bonus on the back end as well. John, I think you're up next. I don't know what slide is. Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, Kenny, can you give me the next slide, bro? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, let me, then. No, sorry, guys. Mentors, you don't have to do everything on your own. The last thing that I want a mentor to do is to do the jobs of the people that are around them. They don't have to. A mentor shouldn't be sitting with a Nicole Capel and be like, let me do your business plan for you and let's spend 4 hours, we're gonna dive in. That's what coaching's for, right? I don't want them to have to go. I want them to specifically go to a Ryan Combs and say, hey, I have a question about a contract. How do I fill this out? Let's hop on a Zoom and meet me in the office. We're gonna go over this really quick, right? The mentorship program is a transactional mentor. Are you gonna mentor them on other things? Yeah, they're just gonna like you. They're gonna call you. They're gonna become your friends. You're gonna build a relationship with them. But the mentors are gonna have support from all these different areas. Dating even huddles with the Oracle. They don't necessarily have to go to you. A mentor could be like, shields up. Did you go here? Did you go here? Did you use these resources? Okay, do that first and then call me back if you still don't have the answer. Self-sufficiency as well, right? EXP contract classes, as well as the EXP world. Our agents are encouraged to go there to find the answers on their own. Mighty Networks in the video library. They can come to coaching 3 times a week. In-person training, and that is constant. And then Slack, there's over 100,000 messages that live in Slack. So the mentors, you're not taking on the world. You're just taking on a small little fraction of the needs of an agent. And it gives you the opportunity to make more money. And then what it does is it allows us to expand the knowledge base for all of our agents. How many people in this room aspire to give back to other agents and help them? How many people had some bomb-ass mentors in their days? Yeah, right? My mentor was the biggest prick to me. Don Tanagan, if you ever see this, I love you, bro. He's the biggest prick to me. But he meant the most to me because he pushed me in my career. I'm just saying, you guys are gonna have mentors that are gonna be there for you, that will help you and will support you. Next slide. All right, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. We are going to be revamping all of our coaching. keep it moving coaching. I want to make sure that if you guys are coming to the 3 days a week, keep coming to 3 days a week. How many people are coming to coaching one more time? How many people have came to coaching in the past? You guys, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 to 9:30. That is always going to be on the calendar no matter what. But we're going to look at different layers of coaching. Maybe have some guests come in that are within the team. Well, what we don't do a lot of is have a lot of guest speakers come and talk at our meetings. We keep shit really, really focused on you guys because I don't want some company coming in and pitching us something. We're going to take this to the next level. We're going to coach our top agents at a different level. We're going to tune into them and what they need more. We're also going to partner with our mentors. And the mentors are going to get all the questions, all the things that are coming up all the time. And then guess what we're going to do? We're going to give that stuff to Cynthia and be like, hey, my mentors are asking me these questions. She'll do a workshop for you guys. Like, all right, what are the questions you guys are getting frequently? And now based on that, that will be a course curriculum that she'll create. So instead of you guys having to take on all these onesie twosies, got a minute? Got a minute? Let's collect all of that. Let's systematize it and let's just bring everything together. So how many people are interested in hearing about our new compensation plan? Please raise your hand. Okay, Maria, thank you for the participation. Oh, I didn't catch that. Oh. Let's hear this one more time. How many people are excited about listening to our new compensation plan? I'm going to turn it over to John. I'm going to turn it over to Laura. No? Okay, just Sean. She said, you go, you go. So you guys, this is an exciting moment for us. This is a great opportunity for you. This is something for you to reach for you to strive for. And we want to make sure that we are in a position to be super competitive. We know this. There's options out there for everyone in this room. But the grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's not. You have to look around you. You have to weigh it out. A lot of you joined this brokerage for lesser of a split than you were at your previous brokerage, and your business grew by coming here and making a little sacrifice in your split. So it's not always coming down to money, but we understand in order to be competitive, we want to get in front of a couple things. We encourage you to look at your opportunities out there. But like I said, it's not always the grass is not always greener on the other side. We're happy to roll this out. We've thought about this long and hard for many months. So I'm going to turn it over to John. He's going to explain. We're going to dive in deep. So without further ado, John, can you take the mic?
All right, so usually get a hard time for talking too fast, so I like working with Kenny because compared to him, I don't talk that fast.
Let's do this first, sorry.
Oh, office locations. That's easy. Yeah, we typed it up, but I'll talk about office locations anyway. As you've been hearing about for a while, we're working on Hayward and Hercules. Those are both in new construction buildings, so they just take a while. If you've ever sold new construction, sometimes they say January and that becomes March and that becomes later. That's exactly what's happened to us. Hercules is right around the corner. We literally had people scheduled to start work on a Friday a couple weeks ago, and then we found out the day before, like, oh wait, we thought PG&E was hooked up to the building, but it's not. So we need PG&E first, and then we'll get Hercules. So soon. We've been saying soon for a while, but it's soon. Hayward, new construction. It got pushed till April, but both of those are signed, locked in. We're just waiting on delivery, and then we'll turn around quick and get them up and running. All the existing offices, obviously, we have here on the right, and then we're negotiating Stockton. Elias and I went and toured some offices last week. I think we've got a spot picked out. Was anyone here when we were there? Steph, you saw the office, so we're gonna work that out. It's kind of nice being the client because we're like, the agents show us and sometimes they can't get the keys to work, or like we're texting them at the last minute, can we see this one too? And then Vacaville, which they're working on, and then Walnut Creek, where we have awesome space and Industrious, but if you've been in the other offices, it's kind of nice to be able to just go in and out, not have to worry about a key card.
Yeah, we're super excited about the Walnut Creek one. We're early stage negotiating. You guys probably seen it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Hoping to get in there by January 1st. It's a large office, 2-story. It has 15 private, smaller offices in it. So we're trying to knock down 3 of those, turn some of the rooms into like a recording studio, a podcast room, deck it out. We're working on video. We announced it today because it's not formalized, but we're working on getting a full-time videographer for our company. So then you have different locations to shoot video at, because then we're working with vision right now. It's been good, but feel like when you're working, we don't have the entire day and you have this 15-minute blocks to get all your video done. There's not a lot of retakes and redos. So like the content doesn't end up being as good. So we're trying to have something more ours. So we can keep shooting. If it sucks, shoot again tomorrow, shoot next week. And then travel between offices and have that. So really excited about that one. That's not normally the type of office we've had, which is open floor plan, but Walnut Creek is a different animal. We've seen this, there's a couple legacy brands out there. So I think the smaller private offices will be attractive to some of our top producers. And I mean, there's so many of them, and then you can start helping form teams within the company, which we'll dive into during the commission side. So the one cool part about what we're doing is every office has a unique DNA. I mean, we saw the spot on Saturday morning and made an offer on it. This looks completely different from Brentwood, and it will look completely different from a brand new built Hayward and Hercules spaces. Everyone will kind of have like a 5 to 50 agents there. So we're not quite in every location yet, but this is where we're growing. And we're growing because we're being asked by you guys to grow there. Like we've had a couple requests for Stockton, Vacaville. So as we're growing, again, not referencing the amount of revenue share, but this is why we're growing so fast. We're really hitting a large geographic area. Certain offices, certain brands, they're hyper local to that franchise or that location. So if you're waving like the red flag or the black flag or the green flag for this office, well, your friends are not going to join you in Brentwood if they're in San Jose, and they're not going to join you in Sacramento if you're in Stockton, right? But here we're one brand, one team, one company, and that's why we're growing so fast, because we're hitting a really large geographic area.
So we want to focus on the mentality of no borders, right? Many of you have been at a real estate office, and so have I, that there has borders, right? I can't go to the other office and print, or I don't go there and I can't go to that Danville office, right? It's different, right? We want a no borders mentality, be able to go into any of these offices and fit right in at any time.
This is how business is being done. I mean, you guys that live in San Francisco are selling in Antioch, that's now selling in San Jose, that's selling in San Mateo and San Bruno. Like everyone is everywhere. So we want to adopt, being mobile, support you guys. Ryan Gorman, CEO of Cole Banker, I think he said last week, their Inman conference, 25% agents with 25% of real estate agents will just never use an office in the next couple of years. And then on the opposite end, Vijay Williams, CEO of many KW offices, says the offices in the future are going to be open layout, trendy, geared towards teams, and even solo agents will kind of have their teams because they'll have the resources like the ISAs, the assistants, the marketing department, all that. So this right here is the office of the future and what other companies are trying to design. But so I still feel offices are very important, because where else are you going to build culture, community, events? And we do this trash tear every Monday, so we're working on that. But we have constantly, yeah, so we're working on that. But like you look at how cool this is, like, it's good for your social media content. It's good for bringing energy. Many people who are now with us today or are at the company came because they came to the top producer dinner. Again, we're using these events to build out all the missing parts of the EXP, and this is really truly the future of how it's being done. Now we can tie in all these areas together. We don't have any cliques. I don't think, because between our culture, people are kind of hanging out with different people at different offices. So I might see you in Brentwood and then see you the same weekend, same next week in Walnut Creek and Oakland and so on. And that's what we're trying to build out.
Cool, yeah. So Walnut Creek hopefully will be on paper. We're going there tomorrow, point some walls and change the floor plan a little bit. Then we'll start negotiating that lease. And then coming soon, those are areas that are nothing official yet, but on the horizon to expand to. But I mean, if you know how Kenny works, like with this office, we weren't even really actively, we had spaces. We had literally not discussed opening another office like seriously. And then Friday on Kenny's story, he was like walking around Jack London. He's like, oh, there's a lot of empty retail space like around here.
Down there.
Yeah, so just I got in his head that there's retail space. And Saturday morning at like 8, Elias and I were getting texts of listings like, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? Look at this one. This one's really cool. That was at like 8 a.m. And then at 9, he's like, I'm meeting the people at that Washington one. Can you hop on FaceTime at 11?
Well, the listing agent offer, I'll give you 15 minutes. That's
Yeah.
a good thing. I live 3 minutes
So
away. Yeah.
11 o'clock, we're FaceTiming, we're looking around, like, oh, this is pretty cool. This one was special because it was a design studio. We bought all the furniture. So Friday, he got the idea. Saturday, he found this listing. 2 hours later, he was touring it. And I think we got the keys like 2 weeks later.
Yep.
Maybe even less than 2 weeks later.
$2 million
So-
commitment. We
Yeah.
joke when anytime Kenny goes to a conference, like we're waiting by our computer for like what tech we're gonna roll out tonight, right? It's like literally when you think fat, you're like, fat, sometimes like, Kenny, bro, just stop for a second. Like, we gotta unpack some of this stuff. But here's the cool thing about these retail spaces too, is that we're not gonna charge anybody to rent this venue, to throw a party, to have a sphere of influence, get together. I wanna do this like deaf poetry jam, but like fast poetry jam and like art walk through here and just come together and like have this cool, different, funky event in here. And now I don't have to go look for spaces.
Yeah.
Same for you guys. Any of our retail spaces, like exploit the shit out of it. Use it to your advantage. to grow your brand.
Did a Halloween party. That's all a huge turnout. We had a birthday party here. Had like 100 people here. We did a Halloween party last week.
Top producer dinners.
Top producer dinners. Reading Partners just came to meet with us yesterday. They're a nonprofit program to promote literacy through kids, and it's assigned tutors. We're going to talk about that soon. We volunteer our space to do a networking event here, and we have a couple of investors that are planning to do mixers here, meetups. Paul, I think we're doing something with Paul in January to do small business highlight. That's this office. What about all the other ones? Like, so we, like Molly is helping with that. Like, we have all these spaces. We want, and then we probably won't have this year because there's so much things going on, but how cool it would be if we can organize your client appreciation party for you at our cost, my cost, and we'll do all the Eventbrite invites, the nice things out there, and call your database for you through Ben's database. That's how I truly feel we're going to help our agents grow their business, because every company is pretty much the same. Here's your brand, here's your tool, go for it, right? We want to plug and play. We'll do this for you. This is how, the concept between, I'm not production. I stopped working with buyers last year. I did 3 deals this year. I stopped working with sellers a couple months ago, so I can focus on it. But going to all these conferences, all this training, all these learning, that these top agents are doing this top agent is doing this, but none of you guys are actually yourself being based on, even you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. You're not gonna hire an assistant, a marketing person, an events person, an ISA team. It just makes no sense, right? Unless you want to level up, which is a whole different animal. So we're trying to plug and play all these resources. We can do it at scale. And one of the reasons I think, like, Cynthia's great agent. Her company is amazing, her last company, but they're not growing. So you have a finite amount of resources, right? Where do you allocate that towards? Well, that sounds like a cool plan, but who's going to do it? But we're just growing, like, money's being reinvested very quickly into the company nonstop. And then I don't have to report anyone make decisions. I just double check with these guys. Hey, what do you think of this plan? We usually push it to the next quarter, but like all this is done on the fly. This is why we grown from 10 to 200, because we don't have to like check with anyone. I mean, technically these offices we can't even use these office addresses as address yet. We're working with the applying DRE. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah,
so
we're working on it.
Technically we have one office. It's down the street. It's a little space over there. And we have 5 offices there. They're not even being used right now because it was a great idea last year. So realize we move fast and we can do all these things. So we're always like taking the best ideas and seeing how we can implement at scale, right? That's something I don't think, this is kind of where I think we excel at, because we're a team at EXP, but we're nimble like a team. We can hire like a team, but we have the resources and like a brokerage, and then we have to scale like a brokerage. We have the sales, we have the attraction, we have all these things we're building out. So we're like this is literally the future of how real estate is being done. If you go to any conference or training, teams are taking over, and this is why. At EXP Realty, they're the most money just based on your splits on your cap. If you're a team member with Fast Real Estate, you're just paying EXP $4,000 a year. They're not really doing too much for you. They're relying on us to build out the infrastructure to power the entire team. Because we don't have to pay them a lot of money. In fact, they're paying me to be here. Like, we can invest that and grow with the company and be very nimble, but very big too.
So you guys imagine this. So every single top producer dinner that we have, the top producer is able to bring 3 guests. Well, most of the time it's a friend, family, significant, or it's an industry person that they want to show our environment. At every single top producer dinner that we've had, somebody has joined our brokerage after that, right? Well, on November 5th or December 5th, we're doing 10 and 5. So it's going to be our top 10 agents, and they all get to invite 5 of their past clients. So it's an appreciation night. Well, say we get them picked up and we get them Ubered here. Hey, while you guys are here, take a lot of pictures, tag me on social media, right? So now it's like this triangle of like, they came here, they tagged, and other people see Nicole, like, oh, I like that. My realtor never did shit like that for me. So now it's helping you guys. If you came to one event that we help you throw, we pay for everything, we pay for the drinks, the music, and the whole entire event, and you picked up one client and you made $30,000 from, for one client, that helps your bottom line. So it's an opportunity for you guys to grow because we have this space and we have this cool vibe. So like I said, exploit the use.
Yeah, we're taking a very tactical approach. We know the things you need to do, but it's too much for you, too much thinking and planning for you guys to do every single thing that you could be doing. So we're trying to figure out like, how do we do it for everyone? That's why we're hiring all these people, hiring all this admin, and just do it for you. work your database for you, work your sphere for you, and then you do the parts that you like doing, which is talking, interacting, and having fun with your clients. Cool. That's like.
All right.
Thanks, John. Really nailed that part.
All right.
Can I get a little bit of a drum roll in?
So, yeah, I think this is the part that everyone's been waiting for. You know, like Elias said, some people came over here and ended up paying a higher split than where they were before, but at the end of the day, you end up making more money because the culture here and then all the resources and tools.
I mean, we weren't planning to grow this fast. We didn't. I mean, I'll give you an example. Tom Ferry, 2 years ago, I wrote my book that I wanted to one day do $200 million in real estate business with a team of 30. That was my big goal in the book. In fact, like 8 years ago, when I first signed for coaching, I still have it. I wanted to do $100 million in sales in 1 year with like 20 agents. That was my big goal. It took 3 years, 4 years to hit that goal. And now with the 200 million, you know, now we're doing $100 million a month. So even that's exceeded our stuff. So we weren't quite ready for this type of growth, but we're figuring out, we're not waiting for perfection, analysis, whatever. So I know we have to now compete in the marketplace. I mean, I'm interviewing 50 agents a month on a good month. And like, okay, now what? How do we now support top agents? A lot of it does come down to not just earning money, but for keeping money. So thus we're rolling out this competition plan that's John's going to go.
Yeah, so if you've interviewed with other brokerages, I mean, it might look similar to what you've seen other places. Currently, everyone's on 75-20. You're brand new, it's 50-50 for your first 3 deals, and then it's 75-25% of the team from there on out. Starting January 1st, we're going to be introducing new tiers. So your commission tier that you're in is going to be based on your production in the 12 months prior to that. So starting January 1st, if you've been here for a year, we're going to count your entire 21 production. And it's based off of GCI, sorry. It's your GCI off your total production. So $200,000 is roughly $8 million production on $8 million at 2.5%. You know, sometimes it's going to be a little different, but generally speaking, for every $4 million, that's $100,000 of GCI. We're going to apply your GCI calculations towards your tier. So if you've been with a team for a full year, then on January 1st, we're going to look at your production and your total GCI, where you're at, and then you're going to be in that tier for the next 12 months. So your production will reset to 0. You'll be on that tier, and then you'll have that year. And then in January 2023, based on where you're at, we'll see where you're at and put you in the tier again. If you've been on the team for less than 12 months, your reset date is going to be your anniversary date. So we're on January 1st, we're just going to count the production that you've had. You have until your anniversary date to get to the next tier. And once you get into the tier, you don't have to wait till your anniversary date to bump up. Once you've hit $200,000 in GCI, you're on 80-20. And then on your anniversary date, we're going to look at your last 12 months of production. Obviously, if you've worked your way up to 80-20, you'll be there. So you'll be on 80-20 for the next 12 months. And then we go back and see where we're at in a year. So it sounds a little more complicated than it is, but I think it's pretty straightforward. Like to use an example, Josue, you joined in what, June? Okay, so you joined in June. So you're an example of an agent that's been here for less than a year. You sold a little under 4 million. Okay, so just let's call it $4 million and let's just use, 2.5 GCI. His GCI is maybe somewhere on $4 million. Your GCI will put you at $100,000. He joined in June, so he keeps that. He's been here for less than 12 months. So we just keep adding to that total. And once he hits $200,000, he bumps up to the next tier. And then on his anniversary date, we look at where he's been, and assuming he's in that tier, you're going to be in that tier for the next 12 months. If you have any questions, Laura at fastagents.com.
You guys will have your comp plan. It's going to be printed out for you, but there was some thought behind this, because you have to look at this from a company standpoint. You have an independent agent, you have a dependent agent, and you have an interdependent agent. So a dependent agent is a brand new agent that doesn't know anything, says, oh my God, I need everything, right? Everything. An interdependent agent is an agent that uses some of our resources, comes to coaching, comes to the offices, and then a dependent agent is somebody that maybe pops in the office once in a while, doesn't use our lead products, doesn't use any of our resources. So we had to look at it and say, well, a dependent person is given the same split as an independent person. And so what it's going to do, it's going to cause arbitrage within the company. So we wanted to get in front of this. We know what's up. We hear, we're not dumb. We listen to you guys. So now this gives an opportunity to say, if I'm not using the resources, I could still make a lot of money, right? And I could still get an increase. So we had to look at dependency and independency and interdependent in order to determine opportunities for you guys to grow your splits.
So yeah, if you're not clear on how this applies to you and you want to just talk through it, like Laura, fast. No, I'm just kidding. You can talk to me, reach out to me, and then we can work through it on paper so it makes sense. But at the end of the day, this is just, more competitive splits. There's still going to be that $4,000 cap to EXP, but most people cap that pretty quick. January 1st, this kicks in, and yeah, we'll go from there. But it's pretty exciting. Thanks, Kenny.
I mean, based on what we see in the marketplace, every brand is super competitive, and then we're so bold and confident what we have to offer. I mean, we're encouraging agents to shop. You can follow my Instagram. I actually put together a list of other brokerages. I want people to understand what's out there. And I'm pretty certain that everything you mentioned today is not offered at brokerages. Maybe the team, but then when you're in a team, like a high split, low split team, we talk to the agents all the time making 90% of their team, but the company doesn't offer anything. They're completely independent. So it needs to be a nice balance. We can't run a low margin shop. Otherwise we don't have the money to invest. So I think this makes us super competitive. And if you guys are looking at other brokerages, make sure when you're calculating commissions, structure and all that, you're also taking into consideration what the split is, what the franchise fee is, or what the tech fee is, all called a little bit different. Some companies locally even charge you upfront every year, a couple grand, and right then and there before they even do anything. And then so interesting enough, like some companies like KKW is a really good model. I had a call with a 15-mile producer yesterday. She if she wanted to be on half cap with her team leader, she cannot do listings. It's KW is very structured, and a lot of I model my early business after them. The Red Book is amazing, but certain places you can't take benefit of the full benefits unless you give something up. Here, we're like a team where we're pretty much a full-blown brokerage now just because of the agents. But so I think this makes us super competitive in the marketplace. And then the next slide, we'll actually go into what we're going to form.
So this will change a couple of things. So for partner deals, starting January 21st, the split will be based on the agent with a higher commission split. So if you're a brand new agent on a 75-25 and you partner with somebody like Jung Hee or Jen that's going to be in those higher tiers, the team split for that transaction is going to be based on the agent with the higher commission split, the better split. So if you're partnering with someone, but and they're on 90-10, their team is only paying 10% of the GCI, or the agent's only paying 10% of the GCI to the team, and then you're splitting the rest after that. Does that make sense? Pretty straightforward.
Give you an example. So Compass is amazing. I had lunch with Dave Kempsey, and said 80% of agents there are 90% splits. Don't quote me exactly on that. It's somewhere in that range. So Compass only takes productive agents. They will only take new agents if they come onto the team. So most Compass agents are 90-10, but with a tech fee on top. So it's really like 84. And then their team members can come in and do a 75-25, which is typically what I've seen. And then the 10% extra goes to team leader. So now that's how Compass as a brokerage is growing their teams, because they have that varying split. So here we calculated, we changed the size a little bit, but on the 50-50 split right now between newer agent and experienced agent, if they're on 75-25, the person ends up taking home 37.5%. But on this new structure, if the experienced agent is on a 90-10 and they're working with a junior agent and they do a 60-40 split, their 40 is actually 36%, so it's really 1% off. So now the experienced agent can squeeze out the extra 10%, which is essentially what they do in many other brokerages. So now we're able to kind of compete in that space too, where this will allow and encourage agents to form teams as they want, but we're really big on, I've seen the culture. And I think the cool part about how our team has ran is there's no cliques or full mini teams yet that are large, because we've actually encouraged more agents to just randomly work together. And that's not something that you see in many offices. Because if I was at KW or Compass or Sotheby's or Coldwell Banker or whatever, and I'm on some person's team, I'm doing all my deals within that team. I'm not hanging out with these people over here or working with these people over here, whoever it might be. So here, we're trying to form more partnership deals, but you get the full benefit of the commission structure without actually having to form a team. And then what we've seen in the past too, this is very common, and maybe you guys are part of that before too, where a team leader at any company is spending all that time training the team members, and they can actually get up and leave tomorrow and stay with the company. It happens all the time. So here we don't want that first step. We want everyone to work with each other. In fact, that's how I built my business. I did 88 transactions 2 years ago. when I first hired my first team member, which was like Kim, Du, and Jen in January, I still cranked out almost 100 deals that year because I was growing my team, but I was partnering up with many of the agents in the office. That's how I built my entire career. And then as you're doing that too, your skill sets are getting better. There's no one way of doing it. You might learn something from this person, that person. So we know this format is going to help people keep more money, work with more people. And if you want to try to create your team, great. But there's no, we're hoping that with the resources, our new agents are all going to be super qualified and experienced through coaching and mentoring and mind networks and all that, that you'll want to work with different people, especially in different areas. Like, I don't know how, some of you people, us that live in Oakland might not want to drive Stockton or San Jose. I'm driving to Gilroy tomorrow. It's about like 2 hours, but you still want to do business there. With this type of more loose structure, rather than just refer clients out, you can do a deal with someone and keep that relationship and keep that client that's going to grow your business rather than cutting that, give it out, and then all this future business from that is going to be gone. Oh yeah, here's the splits.
So yeah, this is just what we're talking about how you I don't think we need to go through this outside, but basically if you team up with a agent with a better split, there's more flexibility in how you split that up, or if the agents want to bring people on because you're going to use the higher split. So this just explains how it resets. So again, it's based on 12 months. If you've been here for more than a year, we're using all 2021. If you've been here for less than a year, we're starting you at your anniversary date and then going through your next anniversary date. And again, if you want to your example specific thing, I think it's more confusing if we break through this. I think it's all right.
If we get, and I don't want you to get lost, we'll explain everything. We'll make it really, really easy. But if we get to the point where your anniversary date is coming up and you might be under where you were the year before, we're not saying that we're instantly going to roll you back. We might put you on an accountability plan and be like, okay, Missy, you got to do these things for the next 6 weeks in order to achieve that level or to keep that level. So that means coaching, that means accountability, that means all these different things that we're going to do to help get you there, right? So this is not why, right? And I said this in coaching the other day. We're not going to move in. We're not going to move in 2022 with a why didn't you do something? It's how can we, as your leaders and your support system, help you to achieve the levels of success you want? How can we help you reach your financial goals, right? So we're not going to say why, like how. So we'll visit this as we get there. If you're a long shot, you're not even close, then obviously you'll know. But if it's really close, we'll have those conversations with you.
I mean, this will also make us super competitive as we're growing because, we've been able to bring a lot of new agents. And last year we hit a streak, started bringing a lot of experienced agents. But now I'm talking to very, very high producers and the conversation is way different. And that's why we saw these as opportunities to get this messaging right. I mean, we spent 3 hours on these slides yesterday. We're trying to do a condensed version. That way you guys can go to the marketplace. Maybe there's friends you work with that will never come here. The split's too high. This is whatever it is. But we can get the message out that this is what we offer and we're competitive. We don't need to make a lot of money off the top producers, because then we're just literally growing all throughout. We're growing new, medium, and high. No other company right now is successfully doing that. In fact, everyone's playing a really hard retention game. I think everyone's landing at here for certain reasons.
And when you talk to other people that say, oh, well, I have a 90-10, don't forget about the franchise fees because most places have that. So it's like, if you're on a 90-10 and then you also have a 6%, like you're not on a 90-10. So ours is a 90-10. If you're at a 90-10, you cap that EXP really quick. So ours is like a true 90-10 without an additional few percent snuck in.
Yeah, it's not an 84.
And it's still probably, 5%, people are not going to move for 5% if they like the brokerage. But if people are shopping, especially during this time of year, and they find out we have all this, at least it makes us a contender. If we can kind of help you better message what we have to offer, which we're into, then like all a couple of people in here have recruited brokerages. So that everyone here has an option to, if you know what the value is, you can talk to more people. And I think we can support them because we're literally having this meeting on how we're going to do that.
Yep.
Sweet.
Good stuff.
All right. Thanks, Laura, who's going to be on the video.
Thank you, Laura. So, Laura, you want to come up to your set? All right, guys. So, what's happening monthly? You guys see this? We want to go a little bit further detail on this. So, every single month, Molly and I are hosting the foundation preparation session. How many of you have attended one of those sessions? They're lit. They're a lot of fun. It's exciting. We want to make sure that we're breaking down different parts of the process, making sure you understand the foundation, tech tools, buyer's presentation, listing presentation. The second week of the month, we're going to be launching our Hustlers Lunch. Hashtag Hustlers Lunch is for all the people that logged your CSU stats and were the top in the categories for the month. We're gonna take you guys out to a nice lunch. We're gonna brainstorm.
Categories.
What's that?
What are some of the categories?
So hours working on your business, hours working in your business, conversations had, appointments met, and buyer showings. Those will be some of the categories, things that we put on the categories slides every single week. So now we know that these people are gonna be the ones that are gonna get their name in lights for transactions because they're hustling behind the scenes and they're doing the activities that are gonna get them to the escrows. So we wanna honor those people. We don't want it to just be every single week on the slides. It's just the people in escrow. We want to honor the people that are doing the work behind the scenes. The third week of each month, we're going to continue to do the top producer dinner. It keeps on getting better and better and better. Who was at the last top producer dinner? Please raise your hand if you're at the very last top producer dinner. Nobody? All right, so we brought in this guy. His name was Ivan. He was a guitar player. Sat out right. You were here? Where's Bowie at? Oh, he just left. Okay. Right, we had a guitar player here. Colette was singing. It was dope, right? We have a private chef. Let's give it up to Brian over here. So we're gonna keep on looking at this to enhance this. Maybe we do a murder mystery, maybe we do a clue night. I don't know. We're just gonna continue to have some fun with it and to enhance this. And then every single month, Kenny and I are gonna be hosting an agent attraction session. That way you guys can learn the nuances of how we attract people into this company and how we attract them into the EXP model. Because they might love what we have to offer, but they might not be good or well suited for this environment. Maybe they're better suited to just be at EXP. So this is something that is going to be evergreen every single month, no matter what. So we're going to continue to do these things to bring you guys together, to enhance the opportunities and have some fun with you and honor you. Say again? This is already in effect, but we're actually—
These are new because I mean we picked this up from a conference we were in Tahoe, so it was like great. It's focused on productivity, and then the agent attraction, like we're not teaching it because we're thinking like I know all this stuff. I'll pay a lot of money to go to conferences, but we're not really transferring all the information to our team outside Instagram stories. We're not gonna watch 100 stories, look for 2 pieces of content. So we're gonna like try to bring that in. In fact, this agent attraction class, the first one we're doing, I think it's gonna be an agent. I forgot what we had a cool name for it. We'll figure something out. With my coach this morning, she's actually going to be a guest speaker on that. So my coach Raquel in 23rd Market, so she's a guest speaker at that. I believe is on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. I got to check. We confirmed it this morning. So 23rd, 23rd at 1 o'clock. Because it's really important. And with that, you're building your passive income and you're building stickiness in the business too. Because again, if agents leave the business 9% every 5 years, that's going to help. Supplement some income. It's not going to be the end all, but if done right, you see, I mean, we've grown this company from 10 to 200. For me personally, I'm in the top 10 in the world for ESP for recruiting. I've been there for like less than 2 years. So there's some strategy behind it, a lot of messaging. And all of it, you mean outside the whole short couple minutes of revenue, it's all about how do you support agents. The conversation is like, oh, I'm gonna recruit you, I'm gonna make some money or quick money. It's like, how do we help you build your business? And that's what people aren't talking about enough. So we tell you the messaging and kind of the scripts on that. Because my coach heck out me this morning. I gotta rewatch it because her way of asking questions is way better than I'm doing it. And that's why I'm just bringing her in directly to do it.
Yep. And then we're also going to continue doing pop-up sessions. Like we did the social media, we did branding, evolution of branding. We did that session a couple weeks ago, which we thought we were going to have about 20 people, like 40 plus people there. It was a great event. So next time we're going to dive in a little deeper.
Let's talk about that.
Reels.
We announced that class randomly because someone needed it. I was like, okay, we'll do it this Thursday, and then I was hoping not to show up. like 50 people show up. That's cool. And then look what happened from that, right? Public decorations, bunch of people like JJ, Juanita, Jen. Jen are all committed to doing 30-day deal challenges. I went on Instagram, like 6-7 people did yesterday, and sure there's more. I haven't even checked yet, but Lachey, like that's gonna really okay. Like so many people. Can we?
Amy Palin.
Amy Palin started too.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Like this is something not in any. I haven't seen any company encourage. Like so, we're not here to like tell you use our brand, get more business, which is again the traditional way of doing. Like we're here to help you build your business, figuring it out. I mean, you guys are taking the first step in making this really fresh 30-day content. Oh, Kevin Magna, and like so much action was taken 2 weeks. So we're doing it again. I'm trying to do that workshop every 2 weeks in Concord, just having this Thursday at 11:30. We'll probably regroup, talk about branding, talk about video, and how's it been for you. And once you're emotional, you start doing that, you're naturally to keep doing more, which means you're having more fun, which more people can reach out to you and you're building your business. So again, very tactical ways. And later on, we don't have it yet, which I just said a couple times, like where we get a videographer to shoot your content for you, and they'll cut it and they'll caption it, and then have the virtual assistants be a manager on your YouTube page, on your Facebook business page, or LinkedIn page, maybe Instagram. I'm not sure they have the manager function, but here's your stuff. We'll post all these for you. You post this, and boom, now you shoot a little bit, and now someone's behind the scenes cranking that out. So all done for you workshop. And that's how you're going to be getting a lot of business, and you're not going to rely on. We do have it. There's not even in this presentation today. Zillow Flex. You know, we're not just here to help you get online referral leads. You know, where you have to pay money, but we're trying to help you truly build your brand.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for us, and you know, we get agents all the time. How do I build reels? How do I do this? But to talk about that session, like we just went around the room. We had a public declaration of who's going to commit. Like I don't say it if you're not going to commit, right? Like commit in this room right now. And then people that like Lorraine's like, I've never made video.
Alex, you committed. I didn't see you posting the.
Who is it? Who is it?
AP. That's why he knew.
Okay, he knew we were getting to this. But like Lorraine, she's like, well, I'm not good on video. I don't know what to do. Lachey, like, all right, I'm going to do this. I committed to it. So what came out of that group was this desire to like say, I'm going to stick to this commitment. What happens if you commit to something for 30 days? You're going to build a habit. And what's going to happen is now they're comfortable doing something that is going to ultimately drive their business. Trust me, it works, right? For the people that were never on social media that are now on social media, we know that it works, right? It's not like a philosophy of something that may work. We know that it works. So I love what I see what's going on. So we're going to wrap up in just a couple minutes here. But before we do so, does anybody have any questions about anything we covered today? Amy Papa. Totally. Yeah. So like the first time it was like everything, like, and it's just like data overload. And then Molly's like, let's just do buyer's consultation and high note presentation, right? So then next time, maybe it's listing presentation and, you know, seller net sheet or something along those lines, right? So like very specific, right? We don't want to take on too much. And then you guys go home and you guys are in the same position when you came to training. Fuck, what do I do with all this, right? Like someone help me. Like that's the last thing we want for everyone. So compartmentalize, get super laser focused on these different topics. So good question. Any other questions? Go ahead, Missy Matthews. So you can hit them on Slack, Rhea and Jean. Just direct message them on Slack.
For any project you can think of, like
anything.
You see the most, I think it'd be the end of day report, the most randomest things come in, like saw some screenshots earlier. Yep. So anything you can think of, you can have them do.
Yep.
If you find yourself doing like a data entry, like, oh, I'm on the spreadsheet and this is going to take an hour of like copying and pasting, like send it to the virtual assistant. Hey, you can hop on a Zoom with them. Like I hop on Zoom, show them what I need done, and then they hit me back 20 minutes later. Well, you know, it gets in that queue, but then they hit back and then it's like, it's done. So.
But what we also see is real estate agents tend to be controlling to a fault. How many of us are guilty of that? Please raise your hand. Controlling to a fault. Okay, thank you, Jen. So it happens, all right? So you have to be able to say, this is something that I can relinquish, right? Is this the highest and best use of my time, or can I push this off to somebody that's the highest and best use of their time, right? When you look at like a time audit of all the things that you're doing in your calendar, I always say this, look at your calendar and write down everything that is your priority. If you go back a month and you do an audit of what was priority, what was on your calendar, were you doing the things with the highest and best use of your time? Or are you spending doing minutia shit that you shouldn't even have done? Administrational stuff that took you all day. A Canva template that took you 6 hours. I heard somebody tell me I spent 7 hours editing one video. Where's the video? I didn't post it. Bro, like what? These are things we hear, you guys. So we want to take these things off your plate to make your life easier here. Relationships, showing homes, holding babies, shaking hands, closing deals. That's what you guys should be doing, right? Any other questions? I'm always going to hate me for this, but go ahead. What's that? Oh, a fast jacket? You got to join the team first. No, no, we have a meeting with Colette, so we'll get you a jacket. If I can jump with that next slide really quick. So before you guys, I just want to bring the entire leadership team up here really quick because you guys mean the world to me. So Molly. Yeah. So you guys, as we move into 2022, let you guys know, business planning sessions coming up in a couple of weeks, 16th and 17th. It's already on the calendar, Team Fast calendar. But myself, these amazing individuals, if you're a squad leader, come up too. Are you here, squad leaders? Eric Kane, Laura, what's that? Gang of Pain. So, Laura, you got to come up. Brian. Where's Ronald? There she is. So you guys, we are committed to the excellence of this company. What we ask of each and every one of you is to commit to your business. 2022 should be about commitment and execution. I've committed to something. I'm gonna take small action every single day to make sure that I reach my financial goals. If it's not pulling you, that is the wrong goal. If it's not compelling you, it is the wrong goal. This team of people I've had the fortunate experience of working with over the last couple of years. Some of them are brand new to the leadership team. But I'll tell you what, you guys, we think, we talk, we throw ideas on the table. We sometimes argue. But at the end of the day, it's all for the betterment of this company. We believe in you, we believe in ourselves, and we know where we're going. So we're going to declare it now. Fast Real Estate will do $2 billion in production next year. How many agents? 600 agents. You guys heard it. You guys are a part of that. Help us grow. But I also want to tell you guys this. Every single person you see up here is super open. I know I'm a hard ass. I know Kenny's not that emotional. We get that. We get that about ourselves. Listen, hey, we get that about ourselves. Sometimes if an agent's going to call me, they know that there's going to be a conversation that's probably going to center around accountability. Tell me why. Tell me more. Elaborate. Cool. What are you going to do? Great. While I have you, what are your numbers? I know it's going to happen. We want to have options for you guys, different people to reach out to. That way you can talk and be able to open up. Always say, if you guys have challenges in this company, if you have things that are bothering you, things that you feel that you want to enhance on, things that you want to play a part in to grow this company, bring it to the table. Take it to the board with us. We're all open enough to listen to you guys, to respond to you, and at least have that dialogue with you. So on behalf of myself, all the leadership team, we want to say thank you to all of our agents, all of our guests, and to everyone that came to join us today for our very first annual.
Hey.
Brian, music.
I remember. I was like, yeah, my God.